All right, and we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wolf. Happy Wednesday morning. It's good to see all of you. Want to run through some of the top stories here. Welcome to the coffee break. The goal here is to give you back your time rather than taking your time. And so I want to go live for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes max on these shows, typically right before the Market Talk shows open on Spaces for Wolf. Figure we do a stream and just run through the top stories, let you guys know what to be paying attention to and what's happened over the last 24 hours. Before everything gets started here. So please do, if you haven't already, retweet the stream and get the word out there. We're trying to do these each day, and hopefully these are high value. Let us know what you guys think. If you have any comments or questions or thoughts on some of these stories as well, and we'll run through them. I have a Ostim pulled up here. Great trading platform, by the way, and I'll tell you guys more about them in just a second. But Ostim, excellent platform for trading. And Bitcoin sitting at 114,000, really running like 2% yesterday. And very recently, it's looking not looking terrible, but we've been ranging. And until we can break out of here, we're going to be stuck in this 113 all the way down to 107 range until we get out of here and we can confirm that this is a new support and we will begin, playing in this area, and this will now become the low. Until then, we're kind of just choppy, and I'm kind of right there on the fence alongside a lot of the other traders as well. So, yeah, Ostim, shout out to you guys for just being awesome. Let me jump to this next story here. Bitcoin News. Also, shout out to Bitcoin News because I get a ton of stories from them. Bitcoin News, Bitcoin Magazine, CoinDesk, a few of these guys, just S tier on the content and always being fast and accurate. These guys are awesome. Really interesting story here. A lot of crazy stuff has happened. Cantor Fitzgerald launches the gold protected Bitcoin fund. This product offers 45% of Bitcoin's uncapped upside over 5 years, while using gold to shield up to 100% of principal if Bitcoin completely falls. And this is obviously to reach out to their institutional crowd and reach that crowd because they're sitting here going, well, hold on, that much Bitcoin? I don't know about this. And they're saying, no. Here's how you can think about this. We put together a product. We put together multiple assets inside. Here's where here's kind of like our risk reward metrics here. We saw Grant Cardone recently do a very similar thing with his real estate fund, and he's got the real estate basically being collateral against the Bitcoin, and they're both in the same fund because if they both run, I mean that fund will cook. And I bet there are going to be a few of these funds here that are a mix of Bitcoin, gold, and I think it's going to be, I think it's going to do well. My one fear with Bitcoin, because I'm only about a year into the journey specifically on Bitcoin. I've been in the crypto world for a long time, but really getting orange pilled this past year. I haven't experienced the cycles as a Bitcoiner in quotes. So I don't know what kind of FUD and energy and stuff to feel through this part of the cycle because this will be my first time. So the benefit of these spaces is we get to reach out to all the experts who have been. And we do these through the spaces, through the Market Talk spaces that are starting in about 7 minutes here. So I'm going to run through the rest of these stories as fast as I can. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting. Another institutional player, we have JP Morgan product head joining GSR trading to build institutional staking markets. I mean, whoa, this is nuts. They raised $1.5 million. Yeah, I don't know. Really, really interesting. I mean, dude, this is crypto. What? I mean, this is literally the crypto industry. It's just in the stock world. And I'm sitting here going, okay, I'm very curious to see the response from people because this has notoriously been what people say is like the reason they're not getting into the crypto industry and the digital assets world. And now they're just doing the exact same rails here on the normal traditional finance system. And so that's rather interesting. And it really gets me thinking, the conversation around paper Bitcoin. And, that's going to bring us to this story here in a second. But here's the post out here from CoinDesk. But yeah, really, really interesting here from JP Morgan. And let's go to this next one here from CBOE Exchange, the world's leading derivatives exchange. They're launching continuous futures for Bitcoin. And if you guys were here on the Dark Side podcast that I did very recently, he's awesome, by the way. We talked about paper Bitcoin for a long time because it's really, really important. If everyone has Bitcoin futures, then of course there will be one day more than, the equivalent of 21 million Bitcoin in circulation if everyone's lending it. Unless everyone is rehypothecating, I don't see a world where one day we go, hey, the supply of Bitcoin is supposed to be 21 million, but there's so much derivatives, we're really sitting around 35. And then it's just more the question of like, okay, how important is the underlying asset really? Does it matter if it's Bitcoin or the US dollar? If you're going to build these products on there anyway, doesn't matter at all. And so that's a fascinating topic to get into, to be honest. I don't know what to think. I think it's going to end. I think it's going to kind of blow up. I think there's going to be a few moments here where we get a big old crash from things like this. Just it'll be some kind of thing that happens, some kind of stunt, and something happens. But I will say the one thing that I noticed that does feel different is the main reason I haven't fully subscribed to the 4-year cycle. It feels silly to me at this point is the amount of demand that there is for Bitcoin. It's just undeniable now. So for me to say, okay, yeah, I understand the charts. I understand the levels. Look, maybe we need to touch down some of these, but who is going to sell Bitcoin all the way down to those levels? And I understand you can short the market and make money. And I understand these guys do this too, but I mean, people are buying up Bitcoin and it's finite. So on some level, I'm also like, I could totally see Michael Saylor being right and seeing this next 10 years being the real accumulation of Bitcoin. And yes, there will be big pullbacks, but generally, you know, Michael Saylor's strategy of buying and borrowing against the dollar and then buying Bitcoin, ultimately he is able to outrun anything and he's able to win. I could totally see that playing out as well because these institutional markets have been playing this game forever. So, you know, I think it's definitely possible that this thing actually works out. The Bitcoin treasury companies end up outrunning anything they have to pay out, and they end up, you know, in quotes, getting away with the erratic, high-risk behavior, I guess you could say. We'll see how it turns out, guys. Let's jump to this next story here. WorldCoin surging over 44% today, fueled by a new university partnership and institutional backing. So WorldCoin, you know, this is the token linked very closely with the Trump family. And this is going to do very well. This is really going to be a leader in the stablecoin industry. They've got their own token. This is going to do really well. Stablecoins are going to be huge, and the people issuing these things, getting the transaction fees and stuff, they're going to get so much money. I mean, these guys are crazy. It's a very profitable business. They're going to do very well. Let's jump to the next story. We got 3 minutes left here. But El Salvador, new post from Sani. I'm not sure the exact authenticity, genuineness of this post, but it kind of circulating around the timeline, and it's saying on-chain data suggests El Salvador may be recycling existing Bitcoin, not buying Bitcoin fresh daily. And then he kind of listed a few different reasons, and there's some comments down here below. I don't have time to get into the whole thing. I don't know what's true and what's not. I just thought there was an interesting post. Not saying El Salvador is or isn't doing anything. I just thought there's an interesting post. Again, that's all I'm saying. I know there's El Salvador maxis out there, so I got to make sure, you know, respect to the El Salvador people, truly. They really are awesome, and they really are taking a big chance, you know, really leading the way here in Bitcoin. And shifting focus a little bit here in the last 2 minutes, we've got Dogecoin set to enter the ETF market with the launch of a Rex Osprey Doge ETF, marking the first US ETF centered on a purely speculative token. This is the part where I'm like, okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about this one, guys. That looks potentially rough. I mean, it's set to go live Thursday. Tell me what you guys think about this. I'm not a big fan of treasury stacking assets that are already high risk and then choosing assets that are not even limited in supply. That to me just feels silly. And so to introduce a Dogecoin thing in my head can't be anything other than a money grab so you can buy this thing and hopefully survive to the next month. That's what it feels like to me. Not a big fan of it, to be honest. We're gonna find out more details. I'm like tempted to not even go through the story because I just don't know if it yields much benefit. Like, I don't know if the idea of even doing this is worth giving any kind of screen time to. But just, I don't know. Look, we love our Rex Osprey. They're doing awesome stuff, but a full ETF centers purely on a speculative token. I get the idea. So it's just one of those questions, right? Do you believe that the prediction markets should be like this? You should offer a product for everything? Maybe. And that's going to go, and it's just going to depend on everyone, I think. Okay, we got about like 20 seconds left. I got to run through the next couple stories here. We'll see if we have time. Also want to say big shout out to Austin. If you guys haven't already, please check them out. I pinned up a link down below on Twitter. If you're watching the stream, go down below in the tweet below to find out and check out Ostium for more information. And also, if you guys want to start trading, they're an awesome platform. I showed you guys earlier, the number one place to trade Bitcoin, crypto, Ethereum, Solana, all those things. Indices like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Mag 7, all in one place, up to 100x leverage. Check them out at ostium.io and use code WolfC. You can start trading today. You can find out more by going to the tweet down below, right below the stream here. Doesn't look like I'm going to have enough time to go through the rest of these stories, but guys, basically the other two are a couple other companies like Metaplanet and GameStop, reporting and updating on how much Bitcoin they have, and also Charles Hoskinson going on a bit of a tear, talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's kind of where we're at with the markets. Guys, we're going to go on Spaces in like 20 seconds. So we're going to go straight to Spaces from here. We'll catch you guys all in the next one. We'll see you there on Spaces right now. Take care.